Greetings, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Maurice, none other than a role model, and today's video is going to be again about the One Funnel Away 30-day challenge. And your mission for today, should you choose to accept it, is going to be day 3, mission 3, the who, not the how. Stay tuned.
What's the first thing you need, the second thing, and the third thing? Pretend like these are humans because they are. What does one funnel away mean? Like, what is the whole concept behind that? For everybody, it's different. For some of you guys, you're in a job you hate and you're trying to get out of that, right? And some of you guys, you are entrepreneurs, you got a business and maybe it's stuck and it's not where you want it to be yet. And some of you guys, it's one funnel that helps you get the bigger impact. My goal of this challenge is to help you guys to design and architect and understand what that funnel is and how it's going to work for you specifically. Belief is the most important part involved in all of this. I need you to believe this will work for you. For some reason, people think because it's a funnel, it's like this magic nerdy thing. It's like, no, it's people are people. This is just a process we're taking somebody through. The funnel is like having the best salesperson on earth take somebody through the process and finding exactly what they need. The difference between what happens in a store and what happens here is I don't have to have a salesperson. The funnel does the selling for you. That's what you're trying to create for them. And if you do that, it increases the happiness of your customer. And it'll increase how much money you make from every transaction, which makes it a better experience for you as well. That's what a funnel is. That's the big secret. The way this challenge is going to work, each day there's going to be new videos unlocked. Each one's going to be a mission. After that mission's finished, there's going to be some kind of task for you to do, and I need you to do it. I'm going to lay down the groundwork. Julie Stoyan will show you how to build your funnel, and then Steven Larsen's going to hold your feet to the fire and make sure you get each task done on time. Today's mission, we're going to start getting into your offer sequencing. We're going to be talking about offer hacking, the power of e-covers, publishing, story, squeeze page, sales page, order form, OTO page, how to fill your funnel, build out your dream 100 in traffic, paid side of ads. It's like playing Monopoly, but at the end of the game, you get to keep the money. This is like the #1 rule of direct response marketing. A confused mind always says no. The average attention span of a human being today, guess how long it is? 7 seconds. So because of that, your website is literally blocking people from giving you money. Hook, story, offer, going, grabbing someone and getting their attention. You increase the offer, you make it better, people give you money, people give you the email address, people click on your ads. That's the magic.
The One Funnel Away challenge was amazing. Thank you, Russell, for changing my life and changing my business.
For a lot of people who get into this, they don't understand the fundamentals, and because of that, it's complicated.
I literally feel like I can open up any business right now.
When you understand the base core principles of direct response marketing, then funnels become really, really simple and really easy.
We've got our 2 Comma Club awards!
This process will work for you. It'll change your business, it'll change your life, but most importantly, it's going to change lives of your customers.
I'm in the 2 Comma Club.
Business is not about you just making money, but you'll find very, very quickly as you go through this process, the excitement and energy and motivation for money doesn't last long. After you start making money, what will light you up is your ability to serve these customers.
This is a dream come true, man. I visualized this over and over again.
As you see their lives transform, that's what's gonna light you up. Like, that's the key. That's why we do all this stuff that we do. And it's gonna be why you're building your company as well.
Wow.
If you spend the next 30 days, put in the time, put in the effort, put in the energy, I promise you guys it'll be worth it. At the end of this, you'll have something really cool to show yourself, show your spouse, show your friends, show your family. It'll be like the launch pad for your entire new companies. I need you to unglue from these external things that you're doing and just focus. Like, I'm telling you to focus hard for 30 days. At the end of it, you can have income that most people can not even dream about. It's a lot of work for a concentrated period of time, but it's worth it. It's just one funnel away, and I'm excited to help you get there during this challenge.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's get to it. So, in today's mission, and day 3, mission 3, we see Russell Brunson, Steven Larsen. They go all in, talking about the actual who, not the how. Again, the who, not the how. Very, very crucial, right? And I say this is probably my most favorite, because we're getting to the nitty gritty now. This is my favorite out of all so far as the 3 days, which I love, because this was been my number one holdup, I would say, has been in my life for the last 2-3 years, right? So just to point out some takeaways, what Russell was saying about, and I think this is very paramount, if anybody is struggling, whether your business, whether personal life, whether anything, because this is what has been said in this challenge, in this mission, it holds true for anything in your life and endeavors, not just business. But we're talking about the entrepreneur aspect now, right? We're talking about the aspect of why you're here for the challenge, why I'm here, right? Procrastination seems to often come from when individuals get stuck because they don't know how to do something, or they don't know how to make it to manifest. That's where the problem lies. Russell hit that hammer right on the nail. Right? So I'm very glad that he said that. And I give a good example about my own life. I remember when I was dealing with the homelessness, and when I got out that situation. I mean, if anybody's seen my first video when I talked about the first mission, and I talked about a little bit of my backstory there, and how I came from the homelessness, the shelter, and all of these things, just to get to Texas so I can get into clinical trials, right? Well, clinical trials, these studies, they pay us big money if we're healthy individuals, and big money. And so I knew in my mind, I just had to get here. It's like a vision, like Russell says, you have a vision, like you have a vision where you know where you want to go, right? We all have been there, done that, right? But how do you get there and attain it when you know that along that road there's going to be stumbling blocks along the way, right? There's going to be pitfalls, right? And that's part of what is so crucial about what Russell says. Rich Dad, Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki, I call him my rich dad, right? He actually says something too. He says, and I want this to resonate with you, he says, business is a team sport. He or she has to have the best team in order to win. The reason why so many people are poor, struggling, suffering, or even in your business, or even in trying to get your mission and your purpose, your goal, your destiny in life fulfilled, right, is because we find ourselves getting in a situation to where we're looking to do it alone, solo, independent, right? And in all actuality, even though that seems okay, you might even been raised that way, right? A lot of us have different values, different core values, how we're raised, different belief systems, okay? But at the end of the day, when people do it by themselves and are looking to go up against the society or the marketplace or whatever have you, you're going to get pummeled, right? You're not going to win. You have to have a team. I mean, like myself, I look at my situation. I have accountants. I have, so far as the bookkeeper, I have my LLC lawyers, right? Asset protection lawyers, right? For my music, like copywriting, the copywritten, trademarked, all of these things. These are all different people in different roles that are specialists. And that's what Russell is saying that I really, really get, right? Another thing that kind of resonated with me as you think about like the movie The Avengers. It's funny because I think this is so ironic because Russell has a group, us affiliates. We call ourselves affiliate Avengers. Movie as we know, Avengers, Infinity War, very, very huge movie last year, right? And this year, everybody's waiting in anticipation to see what happens with Thanos and what happens with all the Avengers and half the population with Endgame, the Avengers Endgame, right? Because Infinity War, Thanos just did his thing and took everything out, right? Right? But not to allude from the point, it took all of those superheroes, all of those comic book characters, all of those Marvel superheroes to fight that one person, Thanos, which is crazy, right? It just goes to show, but you have to have a team, right? No one person would have did it alone. We seen the Hulk tried to do it and seen where that got him. All I'm saying is even in movies we could see this. In anything in life we could see this. You got to have a team. When I was listening to Russell was talking about, when he was in school, and the biggest thing that he had learned in school was talking about, the opportunity cost. Like, do you value what your time is worth, where you can pay someone else to do that, pay someone else to take care of that for you, right? And you can be putting your energy towards something else more important, right? Very, very good key that he hit on. This is the digital era. This is the new era, the new digital world, right? So therefore things move so fast. It's a reason why schools are still the same and why the classrooms haven't changed, right? You see cars, like the models of cars usually, they're slow to change, right? You know, so many things in life we can look at when we observe, right? It's slow to change, but in the world of the computer chip and in the world of technology, things is fast, moving quick. That's why it's so good, this game that we're in, dealing with what we're learning here at One Funnel Away Challenge, because we're around the people like Russell, like Steve, like Julie, like everybody in the ClickFunnels and the Funnelhacker community. Everybody is up to speed on what's going on. This is the best group that you could possibly be in. It's the best type of ecosystem that you could be in. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Apple, right? I love Apple, but Apple has nothing on the funnel hacking community, just funnel hackers across the world abroad, right? Because we're always on the know of what's going on, being in the know of what's the next best thing and what's the next thing to come, right? Even if you did want to learn things yourself, if you want to know the how to do something yourself, you can't do it as good as someone that's probably done it all their life or much more. They've logged in their 10,000 hours. Remember that old saying? Malcolm Gladwell, it takes 10,000 hours to be a world-class expert. You really round that up to like 1,000 hours, usually a year. So what is that? That's a 10-course year period to be world-class. Whether it's Michael Jordan, whether it's the Beatles, right? Whether it's whoever you want to think of, 10,000 hours is the hours they clock to be world-class, right? Well, unless you're going to think of giving even a 10% of that, 1,000 hours, which would take a year, right? Then you got to think about, like Russell say, the opportunity cost. You got to think, hey, it's better to pay that person, because even if you did learn it, you might not going to be as world class as they is, or as specialist as they are. Make sense, right? So hopefully that resonated with you like it resonated with me. What Russell said, he made it so simple. Usually the simplest things are the most profound, right? And he says, if you can explain it where a 6-year-old can understand it, then you're in good standings. Right? It should be where a 6-year-old can understand. It should be simple. This is not rocket science stuff here, right? Now, let's get to Steve. My man Steve. Steve has some good points as well, because Steve was speaking about more on the focus on, and I love to say this with just the intensity, like he says, like the boom, like intensity, right? Focus on revenue generation. That's it. That's what the funnel was all about. Focus on that. Not the business. They're two total different things. Business and generating revenue with your funnel, two total things, right? And I totally get what he was saying. I love that, because, you know, he has so many points that Steve hit on. Like when you start making money, right? When you hire the who's, right? And I love the strategy. I'm going to get into a quick second before I end here. But I love the strategy that I took away with that, with Steve. I mean, this man is giving heat, like, whoo, fire. He's giving some fire on here, right? He's telling exactly the strategy. Like, for instance, Freelancer, right? You got the funnel Rolodex. I logged in there. I checked it out. They have a lot of good stuff, a lot of good people in there that can do some good work for you. I used Fiverr. I've used, Fiverr. I've used Upwork, Odesk. It used to be called Odesk, but, now it's Upwork, right? Russell put me on that, right? A lot of this I used because when I first got into ClickFunnels, I'll never forget, I got into the it's called the Clickstart program. And the Clickstart program was kind of like it was a jump start to help catapult me to get my funnel not only done, but also to have a coach. I actually had a coach. His name was Braden. I'll never forget, Braden Eden, if I'm not mistaken. Braden Eden. Yeah. And I never forget that gentleman. He helped me tremendously, right? Shouts out to you, Braden. And he helped me to understand how to put things together, right? How to understand a value ladder, how to understand the just different aspects of this funnel game that we're talking about, right? And this One Funnel Away Challenge is like the rocket fuel, I would think, to get you catapulted forward, because they're dropping heat. Like Steve and Russell so far has been dropping heat, right? So Steve is literally telling you, you go there, these companies, these services like Freelancer, they'll let you to hold competition. They'll let you hold contests, right? Campaigns. I remember there was one also I heard about, what Steven said and Russell, there was on Funnel Hacking Fridays with Jim Edwards, and they were talking about this called Up Viral. very, very paramount that allows you to have viral campaigns and contests, which you're pretty much creating a horde and a race of other people marketing and referring for you, right? Which is excellent, right? But the bottom line of it is same principle, right? Contest. You get a contest, pick like out of all the people, you dwindle it down, right? Get the best top 3, 4, 5, or the top person, right? And what you need to get done, and then you hire them and they get it done. Like Steve was saying, he'd ask them for like say if it was Facebook ads, he was saying that he'd ask them for and I love how he said this. He says, I'm looking for a long-term relationship with someone who can drive ads, send me a 3-minute video. I will take my pick and see who's best. Also, Steve hit on points about build a revenue stream, right? That's what comes first, right? To get the funnel up, to get it out the door, to get it green lighted, to get traffic and to get eyeballs looking at it, so you can be able to get revenue coming in, right? A lot of people can use that revenue right now, I'm pretty sure. You know, I know I can, I know y'all can, right? Any revenue is good, right? To get you to the next thing that you want to do in your life, right? I love his red dot, green dot little theology. I love that that philosophy that he has. It's to keep people on tact, to do what's important first, right? Whatever's revenue generating activity. Talking about revenue generation. But all this saying, I love everything that I've been hearing. I mean, it's just a blessing. You have to be on the best team. You have to understand, to get the people, surround yourself around people who they can do what you cannot do. And it's okay if you can't do it. We got to be vulnerable and to be okay with that we can't do something. You're not supposed to be doing everything, right? You don't want to wear all the hats, because then you're never going to have the time. Remember the name of the game? Financial freedom, time freedom, right? Why would you want to do everything? You never have the time. You should have people that you work with who you know and you love and you trust and you care with. You have loyalty there, because everything works so much better like a well-oiled machine. There's an old quote that says, remember, you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with the most. So even on your team, the 5 people that you have in your team that you surround yourself with, the people that you hire, the people who are the who, not the people who you look to say, oh, I want to know how to do it all myself. I want to know how. No. The people who are the who know how to do it better than you. Surround yourself, as many of them as possible, right? And pretty soon you will have, like Russell does, a whole a whole Rolodex. I said funnel desk. You got to be thinking about funnels with everything. Funnel decks, right? But a Rolodex. You will have a Rolodex of your own if you keep thinking this way. Keep this philosophy in your mind, right? Hope you're too blessed to be stressed. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Funnel away, my friends.